In this video, we are going to talk about test day. Now, that's something that's easy to overlook in all the flurry of prep that you've been going through, but it's very important because something goes amiss test day, then it can definitely sabotage much of your hard work. So let's start off with something simple, which is book a good time. Now, this sounds a lot easier than it may actually turn out to be. Of course you want 10 in the morning. Well, actually, I'm kind of an early riser, so maybe you want 12 in the afternoon. Perfect time for you. Or maybe you're an evening person and you want 4. These tend to be pretty common slots, and so they're the ones that usually go first, meaning that people book them and they're no longer available. What you will most likely be stuck with is the 8 a.m. slot. Or you'll be stuck maybe with one of the later slots here because they're not quite as popular as some of the earlier slots such as 12 or even 2 p.m. So how to avoid this is to sign up well in advance. Sign up in advance. Again, easier said than done, especially depending on when you're taking the test. There are peak months for the GRE. So if you're taking the test anytime between August and December, make sure you sign up in advance as much as possible. Or you'll come to test day, you'll get there at 7:45. It's always a good idea to check in early. You'll have had 5 hours sleep, and the last thing you'll want to do is take a 4+ hour GRE. So, book a good time, sign up in advance. Next, this one's a little more subtle, but it's a big one because your nerves are going to be acting haywire test day. You want to know where the testing center is. You want to know exactly how you're going to get there. Is there traffic? Is it difficult to park? Should you take public transportation? You want to know all of these things. I get very stressed when I drive, especially in a downtown area where many of these testing centers are. And after a stressful experience driving, especially when I'm running late, I am no mood to take a test. Again, my pulse is jumping out of my skin. Not a good thing. So do a trial run. Go there a little bit earlier, maybe a few days beforehand. Just know what you're dealing with, know the best way to get there. And the actual day of the test, you may want to get there as much as half an hour early. So this is also something that's important because it gives you that buffer so you're not stressed out before the actual test. And sometimes the people at the testing center, they will actually allow you to get there 30 minutes early and even 45 minutes early, meaning that they'll allow you to actually take the test a little bit earlier. So you're not just sitting around for 45 minutes feverishly going through your GRE flashcards wondering what the word trepidation means, which actually means fear. So hopefully there'll be no trepidation. You'll be relaxed as much as it's possible to be, and you'll be able to take the test a little bit early. Finally, this kind of goes back to familiarize yourself with the test center. If you're very, very agitated, as I mentioned, go back a few days before the test itself and do a mock run that you're actually going to take the test. So you know which public transportation to take, or if you're driving, which roads to take and where to park, and then actually walk up the stairs, get yourself used to the elevator, know exactly where the testing center is in this big labyrinthine building, and this will help you psychologically test it, especially if you have a history of being very nervous for tests. I would definitely trace your steps a few days beforehand.